Where's Shannon? I thought she'd be here.
Silly, she doesn't even come out to see her own people.
Yeah, I know.
We are now live. Can you hold that? That's just recording.
Do I have to
No, just hold it. I'll take it from you in a second.
Welcome everybody.
Is that the loudest it can go?
Yeah, but it was pretty loud though.
Yeah? Must be my hearing.
Welcome everybody. We are here today in Logan. The electorate of our Minister for Women, Shannon Fentiman, who conveniently doesn't know what a woman is. And she actually hasn't turned up to listen to us today, which is very strange.
And disappointing.
And disappointing. She doesn't have a good background of listening to women. A lot of women are cancelled and blocked from communicating with the Minister for Women. So we're here to tell you today, Shannon, that we are women and we deserve to be recognised as adult human females in law, in society, in our lives. We are real. Women do not have penises. So whenever you want to come and talk to us, we're here to talk. We came to your office last month and we had an exceptionally amazing reception from your constituents who all believe that women are adult human females, and you need to listen to them because this isn't going to go well for you. So I'm going to give the mic over now to the first person who wants to speak.
Jacinta.
Juanita.
Oh, sorry, Jacinta. Sorry, Juanita.
Hello everyone.
I'll take it now.
Sorry, I'll have to drop my. Okay, so I've come up from Melbourne for this and decided that I've been watching Shannon Fentiman and not impressed with who she is as a person. So this is my speech for you. Shannon Fentiman, you are the Minister for Women, and yet when Queensland women email, message you about their sex-based rights to safety, dignity and privacy, you block them. This is appalling behaviour from a Minister for Women. Who are you advocating for? Because it sure hell isn't for women's and girls' basic human rights to single-sex spaces. Shannon Fentiman, to be truly inclusive means creating gender-diverse spaces for anybody who wishes to dress the opposite of their sex. It is regressive to remove women and girls' sex-based rights. Including men into female-only spaces removes female-only spaces. Queensland's women and girls are 51% of Queensland's population, and yet you refuse to listen to them. Shame on you. What is self-ID? Self-ID, it means any man can utter the magic words, "I'm a woman today." This means any predatory male that has assaulted, raped, stalked or a pedophile can legally enter any female-only spaces. This means all female-only spaces cease to exist. Predatory men will have legal access to girls and women in change rooms. Globally, when women have complained about men watching girls and women undress, who gets kicked out of these places? Women, not the men. Shannon Fentiman, because of self-ID, convicted rapists, abusers and pedophiles can legally change their names. This means that they can't be traced by their male names, as they will have a new identity and can legally enter female-only spaces. Good men don't want to come in and watch us undress. Good men don't want to invade women's support groups for vulnerable women. Shannon Fentiman, in 1812, Elizabeth Fry dedicated her life to safeguarding women. Elizabeth Fry started the process of protecting women in prisons from the male guards. Yet, in 2023, Shannon Fentiman, with self-ID, you are putting biological men on the inside bars of female prisons. Around the world, around the world, we are seeing men self-ID to get into female prisons. In California, for example, 200 male inmates wanted to self-ID as soon as they could so they could transfer into women's prisons, and they call it cupcake prison.
Outrageous.
Condoms have to be handed out to stop pregnancies, which, by the way, are happening. Sorry, the rain. Not only do female prisoners have to contend with the bad male guards, they now have to battle the male inmates on the inside of the bars. Why won't you listen to female prisoners? Stories are online daily about male predators in female prisons. Creating gender diverse wings in each prison is true inclusion. All prisoners deserve safety, dignity and privacy. Stop being so regressive to women. Shannon Fentiman, by the time a woman gets to a domestic abuse shelter or services, she has been so abused by a partner or a husband that she urgently needs female-only care and protection to heal. Yet, you with self-ID want to let any biological male into these sacred spaces for women. Women will stop coming to these places if males are there. Shannon Fentiman, because school bathrooms are being turned into unisex bathrooms, boys are filming the girls under the stalls, they're breaking the locks so the girls can't lock themselves in, and one female student so far that we know of has even had her wrist broken while she was trying to keep the door closed. As teenage girls, we all would go to the toilets to get away from the boys when we were in co-ed schools. We all know this. It was our one safe space in the school. Shannon Fentiman, globally and in Australia, we are all watching biological males self-ID and enter female sports. They are mediocre men's sports and come into female sports, and they are taking our medals, our prize money, our places on the podium and our scholarships. Young women are being silenced when they don't want to get naked in the change rooms with males. We are currently watching a young woman on soccer fields being hurt by a biological male, and yet the media will not report on this. Media, don't women and girls deserve the respect of being reported when we are being injured? You are being silent on the injury of women. We all know when males go through puberty, their bodies strengthen. Their hearts, their lungs, their muscles, their longer gait. Longer lungs means they can oxygenate their bodies quicker, for example, and regenerate quicker. Lowering testosterone does not remove enough of their physical advantages. Science has taught us this, so there is no need to debate this. Shannon Fentiman, when you bring in self-ID, female sports will be over. It will be unisex. Create an open category for gender diverse people. Shannon Fentiman, you are sending a very, very clear message to young girls and women in sport that their needs for fairness in sports does not count. We all know female sports many, many years ago was created for young women and girls to have equality in sports. Now, Shannon Fentiman, you want to take that equality away. Globally, we are hearing when women speak up and say they can't compete against male bodies, they are leaving the sporting categories. Shannon Fentiman, when you claim there is no evidence of women and girls being harmed by self-ID, you are lying. We see these stories every day appearing online. And we are losing our sex-based rights. Any country that has self-ID has removed women's sex-based rights. We are 51% of the population, and yet we have no voice anymore. These are our basic human rights, and you refuse to accept that we need them and that we want them. Because of self-ID, globally, females are being murdered, raped, assaulted, verbally abused, losing their jobs and losing our right to speak. I went to my first rally ever in Melbourne in March, to speak about my rights as a woman. Because I did this, I lost the Greyhound Rescue Group that I helped found. I've had family turn on me and cut me off. I stand here today as an everyday woman to say I am not a bigot, I am not a transphobe, I am not a Nazi. I am a woman who wants my basic human rights to safety, dignity and privacy reinstated back in law.
Yeah.
Shame on you, Shannon Fentiman, for refusing Queensland women's rights and to have a voice.
Well done. Who's next?
Who would like to go next?
Oh, bugger.
No one else wants to speak? Eva.
I'm going to ramble a bit about young trans activists, puberty blockers and detransitioners, stuff that they do. Over the past few years we've seen an explosion of young people transitioning. Dr. Lisa Lichtman, an academic based in the US, published a study back in 2018 on the role of social contagion and coined the term rapid onset gender dysphoria. She faced criticism from health researchers and trans activists, and her study was described as anti-trans. Nowadays anyone can claim they're trans. Young people do it by wearing second-hand clothes, cutting their hair short and dyeing it in rainbow colours. Some of them participate in social justice movements such as climate activism, which may involve going to an art gallery and throwing soup at a Jack B. Yeats painting, or being loud with their friends at the supermarket and emptying the contents of milk cartons, leaving